Oh yeah, Black Sun in the hizzle. Oh, for shizzle dizzle. We got an excellent show here today, man. I got some big news today. MD, I think he's going to join us in a few. He's in Alabama trying to get good reception. So we're going to get started. We got to start right away because Trump is doing. He's going to be here in Atlanta, so I got to do another live for that. So y'all stay tuned for that. So I'm gonna do a speed run. But no, I'm gonna do a show, but we're gonna try to wrap it up by a certain time. So, all right, let's get to it. I'm gonna get right to it, y'all. So let's see. Um, this is the arena this week. We're gonna do a share screen. Let's do economics. Let's start with the economics. Start with the economics. Yep, it's already at 200. Got the share screen. Yep, got the share screen going. Okay, y'all, we're going to get right to it. This is by Al Jazeera's News, man. I ain't pulled up an article from Al Jazeera's in a while, so I figured, yeah, let's do Al Jazeera's out of Dubai. Saudi Arabia, and y'all going to see why I picked Al Jazeera's out of Dubai, because Saudi Arabia, Iran, among 6 nations invited to join BRICS. Talks of expansions have dominated the 3-day annual summit. So y'all know it's been a summit going on with BRICS. It started in St. Petersburg, Russia, and I believe the second day was in South Africa. And this one's in South Africa also. Okay, so yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Talks of expansion dominated the 3-day annual summit, a major emerging economics in Johannesburg, which is South Africa. And we got Xi Jinping up there. We got the African president of India. We got representative from Russia. And I guess this guy on the left is from Brazil. BRICS, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, BRICS, India, China, South Africa. Yep. Okay, and we got more members coming. Okay, so Johannesburg, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, and Iran are amongst 6 countries invited to join BRICS as new members next year. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has announced on the final day of the summit of the group that considers itself a counterweight to Western powers. The group, encompassing 5 major emergency economies, China, Brazil, Africa, South Africa, Russia, and India, which makes decisions by consensus, agree that guiding principles, standards, criteria, and procedures of BRICS expansion process during the 3-day annual summit held in Johannesburg this week, Ramaphosa said on Thursday. Argentina, Egypt, these are the ones that want to apply or are actually going to be, these are the other 6 nations, I'm sorry. Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, of course, Saudi Arabia, of course, and United Arab Emirates, of course, have been invited to join as full members from January 1st next year. That'd be 2024. This membership expansion is historic, says Chinese President Xi Jinping. The expansion is also a new starting point for BRICS cooperation. It will bring new vigor to the BRICS cooperation mechanisms and further strengthening the force for world peace and development. A senior advisor to Iran's president on Thursday welcomed the country's admission to the grouping. Permanent membership in the group of global emerging economies is considered a historic development and a strategic success for the foreign policy of the Islamic Republic. Mohammed Jamshid wrote on X, which was previously known as Twitter. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed hailed what he called a great moment for his country. So Ethiopia is excited. Ethiopia stands ready to cooperate with all for an inclusive and prosperous global order, Abiy said on Twitter, which is now X. We look forward to develop this cooperation to create a new development and economic opportunities and elevate our relationship to the aspired level, Prince Fashia bin Farhas, Saudi Arabia's foreign minister, said at the summit on Thursday. Later, he told Saudi channel Al Arabiya that the kingdom welcomed the invitation and would review the details in order to make an appropriate decision ahead of the proposing joining date. The core group of the 5 BRICS countries has been discussing the issue of expansion for more than a year, Ransfoni said, and new members were invited this week after an agreement was reached at the summit. The expansion The expansion of the group is part of its plan to build dominance and reshape global governance into a multipolar world order that puts voices of the global South at the center of the world agenda, meaning their dollar is going to call the shots in said countries, as opposed to the American dollar, the former American dollar, which had economic power. The inclusion of Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, Iran, and Egypt marks the first MENA representation in the group. I'm assuming MENA is the Arab. And the inclusion of Argentina was championed by member Brazil. Expansion was pushed heavily by Russia and China, analysts said, as they are facing pushback from Western nations in the form of sanctions. Right. Let's keep it moving. Sanctions. Other BRICS countries were initially more abrivant, but leaders came out in vocal support of the plan this week. The grouping of emerging economies has been in formal existence for 15 years. Some experts told Al Jazeera that it has not achieved much, and the diffuse nature of their political and social interests means BRICS leaders do not always agree on issues. Some say that has prevented them from becoming a more powerful and effective entity. What BRICS is trying to achieve in a way is being open up for more discussion. Danny Bradlow, a professor of the Center of Advancement of Scholarship at the University of Pretoria, told Al Jazeera ahead of the summit, as long as it was just the 5 countries, they were talking about the reform of global economic governance or global governing generally, but they've haven't done very much about that. So let me keep reading. I'm gonna analyze. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. Getting agreement amongst 5 has not been all that easy, he said. If they expand membership, that makes it even more complicated, but it also depends on who they take on as the new members. More than 40 countries has expressed interest in joining BRICS, and 23 applied to the join the club, which already represented a quarter of the global economy and 40% of the world's population. Well, goddamn. Some 50 of other heads of the states and leaders are attending the summit in South Africa, which concludes on Thursday. So, boom. Man, I mean, they're making moves, man. And basically, like I said, Biden has killed the dollar internationally. However, we get Trump in office, we can keep the dollar in-house, meaning that the dollar's still good here in the US, but you won't be able to go in other countries and flaunt it and just, well, I'm an American citizen and I have money. You know, your money's not going to be worth as it used to be. So basically, our money is going to be at the same level or maybe even less. But we're good in the U.S., but internationally, and this is why some of those Republicans in that debate were looking like damn clowns when we talk about foreign policy. You got to know what you're facing. But Trump's got the experience, though. He's got the experience. Well, so does Biden, Ukraine, China. Oh yeah, Biden has the experience too. Maybe not in our best interest, but no, he got the international experience also. But yeah, so that's that article. MD, are you in a good area?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do I sound clear? Because I'm not using my headset right now. I'm using some earbuds.
You sound good.
Okay, yeah. I just came in. I didn't get to hear the whole article, but I understand what the gist of it is. The fact of the matter is, again, like you said, it's more or less about what's the outlook of the international dollar, right?
Right.
When we talk about currency exchange and stuff like that, and we gotta keep in mind that like the international outlook of the dollar is not going to be based on just overall economics. It's more or less based on OPEC versus BRICS, right?
Right.
And then what we'll see internationally, consumer wise, is a trickle down effect. So for people that try to do the whole doom and gloom, the sky is falling, the dollar ain't gonna. That's not true. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I'm not saying doom or gloom.
No. I ain't saying you. I'm not saying you saying that.
Okay.
I'm going off of what you said about in-house making sure that the dollar is straight in America. I'm basically piggybacking off of you.
Okay.
Well,
what I'm saying is, I think this right here, in my opinion, I don't mean to cut you off, MD. It kind of takes us back to pre-World War II as far as the dollar value. We still had value here in the U.S. It's just we didn't. We weren't just like throwing dollars internationally around, but we were straight here in the U.S. So if we all about make America great again, we're going to be straight. It's just when we travel out, our money's not going to do the same thing it did. So no, it's not doom or gloom, but unless you look at just throwing your money around and not be able to do that as doom and gloom. But if you're just a regular functioning person, it'll still have some value, but you just won't be able to be a big baller in maybe Dubai or any of the BRICS countries.
Yeah, no doubt. And what we mainly have to look at is how it's going to affect import export of petroleum. Now, right. Your whole thing, every other word you say pretty much be gas prices.
Right.
Now with the gas prices, yeah, it's going to affect that, right? Because that's going to be directly tied into what the standard is currently internationally with petroleum. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for instance, if the standard becomes what BRICS is doing, then ultimately that's going to affect what the prices is going to be at the pump for us, because right now OPEC is the standard for everybody, not just the U.S., for the whole world.
Right.
So goes OPEC, so goes the gas price.
Right. So goes the gas price. However, Trump has a plan for that. And this is what I've been trying to say on the arena for the last, year now, is that Trump has a plan for that. So yeah, once, the gas prices will go down, but you said, I think about 3 months ago, it's going to shoot back up because now they're going to be in control. But we get Trump in office, he's going to start drilling. So by the time we'll have our cushion here in the U.S. before they take total control of the goddamn prices.
Right. And like I said,
that's if we elect goddamn Donald Trump.
It's more. It really ain't about if the gas prices go up or down or not. I think that, now this is just my opinion, I think if BRICS do what they want to do, ultimately we will see a benefit from it short term.
Yeah, short term. Right.
Short term. If hypothetically, if BRICS take control of the majority of the supply and demand of oil,
Right.
we will see a benefit. If we have to participate, we'll see a benefit of it short term. What Trump is saying is, why would we put ourselves in a situation where we have to bend the knee to the will of somebody else's supply and demand? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
When
right.
you look at OPEC, everybody know OPEC is in bed with the West, basically, as far as us controlling the supply and demand of oil. Now,
Right.
it's all going through OPEC, which ultimately really ain't got nothing to do with us from I guess you could say from a financial standpoint, but we control it based on the fact that the dollar is the standard. Once another currency, whatever it may be, once that becomes the standard, we no longer have control. So it ain't really about the dollar and the ruble per se. It's about who controls the wheel of what a barrel of oil do, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the United States want that control. What's the best way to have that control? Drill your own damn oil.
That's right.
And then you ain't gotta worry about it.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, right, we ain't got to worry about it. But again, it's all about 2024 because I heard Trump's plan. Now I know you watched the debate last night with the GOPs. What's their? Well, I guess this is actually. Did they mention anything about BRICS?
Well, not necessarily, but they did say drill here. Like that was pretty much the consensus of all the candidates.
What's the plan, sir?
What do you mean? What's the plan?
Okay, so policy behind every policy is a plan. So what is their plan to deal with? Well, now it's BRICS is going to become. They're going to have to put BRICS Saudi Iran. It's going to have to be BRICS Saudi Iran because more nations are joining. So pretty soon they're going to have to change their name. But it's going to be goddamn. I just read from the article. It's about 70% of the world.
But what I'm asking, when you say the plan, if I say drill here,
give me an example. Trump's plan is to drill oil. It's funny how now this is.
That's what I'm just saying.
Okay, so what's their plan?
The same thing.
Oh, so they're
based off of what I just heard.
Oh, so basically, it was to see who's going to be Trump's vice president because they're mirroring.
So hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. So, like, I see what you're saying.
But
I mean that's not like Trump didn't come up with that. Like it ain't no like Trump didn't say it. Like he was the first person to say it.
The first one out of all them candidates to say it, though.
I mean, okay.
Okay, so if he's the first one to say it, and anybody after him saying it,
but that don't make it parroting. I mean, that's just a fact. That don't make it parroting. That's just a fact. Hell, me and you can say that. I'm not parroting Trump. That's just a fact.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying. People see that his poll numbers are going up. So anything Trump say, they're gonna goddamn mirror what he's saying. That's the way I see it.
I feel.
You know, that's the way I see it. So if Trump says goddamn sky is green, they're gonna start saying, oh well, sky is green, and just so they goddamn poll numbers can go up, but they long way behind. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about BRICS and the plan. So they're saying the plan is to drill, baby drill also, right?
Pretty much.
So Mike Pence's plan was to drill, baby drill?
I don't think I heard Mike Pence
right.
in that.
What about Ted Cruz? What's his
Ted Cruz? You talking about Ron DeSantis?
Ron DeSantis, Ted Cruz, right? They all the damn same. Ron DeSantis.
Yeah. He pretty much said it too.
Oh, he said he gonna drill also, huh?
Right.
Is that so? Oh, okay. Is he also going to end the war in Ukraine? So we can start drilling. Hold
on now. The only person that agreed with that was Vivek Ramaswamy. Everybody else everybody else pretty much was like, you can't just like back out of Ukraine based on the resources that we have there. Without,
Oh, oh, so it's coming out now. Now the goddamn uniparty goddamn clowns are being goddamn exposed. So you mean to tell me, wait a minute, we're gonna drill? It costs money to drill, but we're still being siphoned over in goddamn Ukraine with resources?
well, according to
No,
the
Trump ain't
majority of
doing shit.
according to the majority of the candidates last night, they say you can do both. That's what they said.
Hold on, man. I doubt that. I doubt that, sir. I doubt that.
I'm just telling you what they said.
Right. And I got, and I'm glad, and that's why I didn't waste my time watching that bullshit, because I already know that they don't understand economics. A lot of the resources that are being drained out to the Ukraine can be used here, because you can't do both, sir. No, you cannot do. I'm in that field. I worked in goddamn Beaumont, Texas for 3 years. No, it takes money. It takes resources to do that kind of stuff, to drill oil. It takes scientists. It takes a whole lot. It takes a lot.
So I gotta stop you right there, Black Charm.
Okay, good.
I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
Here's the problem, and this is why I said, shit, damn, I got brain fog right now.
Oh, it's all good, man. Because I work.
The former governor of South Carolina, what's her name, man?
Well, I can tell you somebody who I worked under Dick Cheney. I worked under Dick Cheney in Beaumont when they were.
No, but listen to what I'm saying though. I'm gonna ask you a specific question.
Okay, cool.
I agree with the whole drilling process. Who's gonna be drilling, the government or private ownership?
I mean, either way, I would hope whoever it is,
Well, that's something specific that I asked you though. Who's gonna be drilling, the government or private industry?
I believe private.
That's important.
That's what I believe.
So if we're talking about private industry, what percentage of that has to do with government funding versus now this ain't me condoning sending money to Ukraine. You know that.
Okay.
But what's the percentage of that versus sending money to Ukraine? If it's private industry we're talking about.
Well, a lot of the subsidies, like I said, you're talking about just one private company drilling, then we got to talk about.
I ain't saying one. I mean, when I say industry, I'm talking about like a lot of private industry.
The whole gambit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the government is involved in that, because just like here in Georgia, we got splots.
Yeah.
From the government, right? So anytime you build a refinery, you got to build roads around that refinery. Do you not?
Yeah, of course.
So that's government. That's you get subsidies from the government.
You get subsidy from a refinery, period.
Okay, that's just a refinery, but we still talking about the roads. We still talking about law enforcement. We're still talking about what else? You got law enforcement. You got DOT. You got then you got the quarries. Then you got what else? Shit. Who else you got to pay off and shit? I mean, it's a long list of people that pay to get that shit done. It's just not the people drilling; it's the people around who's drilling. And then you got people who want to hire from different states. Then you got the little. It's a lot involved in that, brother.
I get that. I get that. But what I'm saying is,
when people get injured, so it's a lot. Yeah, you get a lot of subsidies, man. You're talking about a lot of income that the government helps. It's just not the private industry, but it's a lot of resources coming into that. Like I said, when I went to Beaumont, Texas, under Dick Cheney was federal. Well, even though he was the vice president of George Bush, he still had his private company. But there's still other things, like I said, law enforcement, like I said, roads being expanded. Then you got a DEPA, you got to dump shit. It's a lot involved in that.
Yeah. Trust me, bro. I know. I get it.
Okay, so there's a lot of resources. resources. And we don't need goddamn be drained from goddamn Ukraine and little evil man to the last Ukrainian. We don't need to keep giving him goddamn money, is what I'm saying.
I agree. You ain't gonna get no argument from me. I was
so
just
you can't
asking.
do both. Fuck doing both. Okay, well, they said do both, but then fuck all them. I'm voting for Trump because Trump said he gonna end that shit and start drilling here, man. That makes more sense, economical sense to me, bro. Trying to do both is the reason why we in this goddamn predicament. No, that sounds like some goddamn uniparty hacks up there.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, if they not talking into war in Ukraine, they some hacks. Straight up. All of them.
And like again, remember we talk about the three political languages, right? Well, you got the Republican language, which is, well, I ain't gonna say Republican.
The Republican language, as far as I remember, was in the war in Ukraine. Stop funding that goddamn Zelensky.
No, not necessarily. Remember,
Okay.
the three Republican language, the conservative language is what is it called? Barbarism versus civilization. A lot of conservatives, the reason they go with the war in Ukraine is because they look at it as ending a barbaristic system in Russia.
Were they full of shit?
That's pretty much what Mike Pence said last night.
Then Mike Pence is full of shit.
What we don't understand is the dynamics of these different countries. This ain't 50, 60, 70 years ago. A lot of these countries that we consider barbaristic, like a lot of the communist countries, they're not with that shit no more because they understand that money is to be made now.
Right, exactly. What up, Deacon? Right, fact.
So, I agree with that part 100%. And that's what Mike Pence don't understand.
No, he don't. Obviously, he don't. And that's why I read about BRICS. Like, yo, you just watched the presidential debates just last night. This BRICS thing is just today. So that just shows how fast China and Russia's moving economically.
Right.
Along with India. Now, oh, wait a minute. Wasn't Saudi Arabia our allies? Wait a minute.
Hell, last I checked, they were supposed to be our allies right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I ain't heard nothing about if like have we responded to it or not. I don't know.
I mean, what's there to respond to? The dollar.
I mean, that
Biden killed the dollar. They want to bring that out, just like they don't want to bring out the charges that against Biden, because every time the charges come out against Biden, oh, Trump. So I'm sure they don't want the information that Biden just killed the goddamn dollar internationally, because that will goddamn sink him in the election, which he's already sunk. But go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, that's all. And by the way, RSBN, they is live with the Trump stuff tonight. So.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull this thing up. Damn, y'all! I didn't realize it was gonna start so damn soon. It's early. Shit. Okay.
I mean, you know how RSBN though. You know they just be nigga babbling.
Okay, so what
I'm
gonna keep it in the tuck. So
what MAGA babbling.
Okay. I bet let's get it.
You know how RSBN do a lot of talking.
They do.
Yeah. But I did see they was just live right now.
Okay. Oh man, I gotta show you this, man. Hold on. I gotta show you this. God damn. Remember what we talked about? The shirts?
In the past.
Look at that.
And that's what MAGA is all about.
Look at that.
That's what the Republican Party
already.
Look at that goddamn
last
shirt.
night, you were there at the debate in
Is
Wisconsin.
that MTG?
Last night.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm going to be
Yeah,
real
that's
honest.
MTG,
I
Marjorie
was very
Taylor Greene.
disappointed.
Yep.
I felt like I
Who
cannot watch
is that, a nigga?
Republican Party go
Yeah.
backwards 20 years to George Bush
With a Trump
Republican
t-shirt.
Party. It made me
Let me
sick.
pull this shit up.
There was a lot of things
With
that
an
were
orange
missing that they
jumpsuit
didn't
on.
talk about. I have a bill called the Protect
No,
Children's
man.
Innocence
Yeah.
Act, and it
Yeah,
would
yeah,
stop
that's it. Yeah,
transgender
yeah.
surgeries on children.
I thought-
Children are being sexualized
Hold on, wait a
all
minute.
over the country.
Yeah, that's
if
Trump
they
with a
can
jumper.
change
Yeah,
their
that's Fulton County
gender.
jumpsuit.
If
Yep.
there's ever such a thing,
With a Rice
it's
Street
absurd.
suit on.
Kids can't get a tattoo. They can't buy alcohol. They can't buy cigarettes. They can't buy tobacco. They hadn't even graduated from high school, but they're being told that they can cut off their breast or be castrated and change their gender. This is true child abuse in the medical industry. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
the
a
brothers are
bill
down
that
with
would make
Trump,
that a
man.
felony, and President Trump would sign it into law.
Look at
I
the
didn't
big
hear
Negro
one
standing behind
word
Marjorie
about
Taylor
that on
Greene.
the debate stage. But you know what I did hear? I heard them talk about
She's
how much
surrounded by
they
Negroes.
Vivek
Yeah, he got his
Ramaswamy,
arm
thank
around
God,
it.
Money to Ukraine.
to send more money
That is
to
boo.
Ukraine.
What about Hawaii?
And
That her
and
boo?
and look, while we feel for the people in Ukraine, we
Indeed.
don't want to see war
Marjorie Taylor
happening.
Green finna get
America's
donkey dick
only
now.
position
For
should be
real,
to end
yeah.
the war and bring peace to Ukraine and let those
Shout out to
countries
Marjorie
work
Taylor
that out.
Green.
It's not our
Yes,
job to
sir.
be the
I didn't
world
know she liked
police.
chocolate.
It's not our job to be able to do all of this. And so I didn't hear anybody
didn't hear
talk
me,
about
MD?
that. I heard them all sign up.
Yeah,
And
I
be
can
like,
hear
yeah,
you.
we're ready to
I
go
didn't know
for
she
No,
liked
war.
chocolate.
I'm just
I
playing,
heard
man.
you,
You know
just
she.
mention, what
I
about
don't know who
Hawaii?
she out there with.
$700 per family to Hawaii, but we're selling. Yeah, we're sending all this money to Ukraine. Let's talk about that.
Man,
The
I'm
people in
upset.
Hawaii.
Well, I do like what she said, Vivek. His hand went up very quick about partying Donald Trump. Saw Ron DeSantis, he had to check everybody. But no, I mean, it's
Oh,
very
that's
sad what's happening
that's
in
a white
Hawaii.
boy
They're American
conscience.
people. We need to help
Oh, I
everybody as
guess,
much
yeah.
as we can. Seems like all of our money
Yeah, I
is
thought it
going
was a
to
Negro.
Ukraine.
I thought it was
Yeah.
too.
We got to stand with the people of Hawaii. It's very sad. I mean, a fire could do that, so that's devastating.
That's right.
And what about the president's message that he almost lost his Corvette so he can feel for the people of Hawaii?
Well, those have the classified documents that Trump was indicted for also. So, speak about a Corvette. I just feel like this is, like I said, witch hunt number 4 here today. They're trying to lock Donald Trump up because if Donald Trump wins and doesn't get locked up, he locks all them up. And this is what they're fighting against.
I think Joe Biden is a disgrace, and you know how the American people feel.
Yeah, I agree
$700
with you,
one-time
Concha. He
payment
look
to
like
this
a
poor people in
wannabe.
Lahaina that lost everything.
He definitely
and
look
then
how
yet
he got his
producing more
beard
Ukraine.
lined
It's
up.
not happening.
Right,
I'm not
yeah,
voting
like an
for
afro. You
anything
get
like
an
that.
afro
I
beard.
haven't voted for any money to go to Ukraine, and I intend to take that stance. And we have to put more pressure. So that's why it's important for everyone to call other Republicans and make sure
See,
that we're
and
able to do that.
this is
Absolutely.
where,
Let's talk
like I
about
said,
Trump on Tucker last night. Did you?
this is where
Great
I
It
got
was an incredible
conflict of
interview.
interest
Someone caught a
coming
picture
from
of
the
me.
Republican Party
I
because
was watching the Tucker
the
President Trump
Republicans
interview
for
during the debates last
for a
night.
long
I
time
thought
have
those were
always
much better
stood on
questions. But it was unfortunate. Another thing that
this
happened
standing
last
for
night after the debate
other countries
is
to
they wouldn't let
be
us in the spin room.
free of tyranny and blah blah blah, this and that. Not and you everybody know my position. I'm not the person that think that Russia is some type of
let us as surrogates for president.
some type of
It was
communist
shocking. Can you imagine
country that's dictate the lie. I don't think that. You know what I'm saying? I think they way past that. But at the same time, the conflict of interest comes when you got MAGA Republicans talking about pulling out of Ukraine and not having a exit strategy, if that makes sense.
Oh, you mean like Biden in Afghanistan?
President Trump's speech.
And
Well,
so I saw last night
Biden
this
just straight
interview
pulled
on
out. That's why we
Freedom
got the
of
problem
Mouth,
now.
and, you were pretty upset
Okay.
about not being let into the
Do you not
spin
agree
room.
with that?
Any word from
But
his
but
base?
but hold on.
Trump even said that Biden didn't have an exit strategy in Afghanistan.
What
I
what
agree.
about President
But-
Trump? When is the last
but-
time you
So
spoke
what's
to
the
him?
exit?
If he's in
What's
good
the exit
spirits?
I've
strategy?
spoken to him many times this
in
week.
Ukraine?
He's always in good
Oh,
spirits.
man, I can't
And
believe,
I have
I
to
can't
tell
believe
you,
you
it was
asking
a
me
lot of
this,
fun to
bro.
talk to him
No,
because
listen to what I'm saying, bro. I agree. We ain't got no business like financially being in Ukraine.
Well,
You're
I
not
gotta-
gonna get no argument from me.
Hold on, but are you comparing goddamn Ukraine to Afghanistan? Hello.
I'm comparing it I'm comparing it in the sense that what are you going to do to back out of Ukraine? What is the exit? I don't give a damn how you do it. What's the exit strategy?
Can I tell you? Stop giving
Go
Zelensky
ahead.
money. Tell him to go goddamn talk to goddamn Putin, man. He's losing the goddamn war. They just lost goddamn 34,000 goddamn people, man. Are you kidding? What are you talking about?
Listen to me again. Listen to me
Okay,
again.
I'm listening. Because Putin already said he was willing to talk.
And I don't disagree with that.
Okay, so why are we
Who's going to facilitate that order of surrender? Who's going to facilitate that?
Trump can do that. He said he's going to talk to. He can talk to.
So that's the answer. So you just answered my question. Then why you trying to argue me now?
Well, because you try to compare it to Afghanistan with some goddamn Islamic extremists, bro.
How am I trying to compare it? What I'm saying is Biden fucked up by just pulling out with no rubber and not cleaning off.
Right. Okay, we agree on
That's
that.
where he fucked up at.
Okay, we agree on that. Okay.
And then we just now agreed on what you said Trump was gonna do by facilitating the. You try to argue me down when I agree with everything
Oh,
you just
okay,
said.
you know what? Okay, my bad. I misunderstood you, man. I misunderstood. I think I got excited, bro.
What
So
I'm saying is a lot of these MAGA Republicans are not telling us what the exit strategy should be, like Marjorie Taylor Greene just did.
no, but Trump already said the exit strategy. He's been every speech I've been playing on here. He's been saying the exit strategy. Well, I know both of them. I know Zelensky and Putin, and I will have it done in 24 hours. I will talk to him. He's gonna fucking goddamn tell Zelensky we can't support you no more. Well, it's dry.
Oh, hey, are you talking about the white dude, Conscious?
Huh?
No, I think he's saying that this white dude. I know
Oh,
Car Trader. I used to love Car Trader magazine.
yeah. Ron, join the panel, man. Join the panel so you ain't got to read, man. Because you know he MD on the road, man. Just join the panel.
Nah, I'm chilling right now.
Oh, okay. What I'm saying is that Trump has an exit strategy. He's been talking about it every time I've been in a speech.
I know.
Okay, so what I got excited over, and I do apologize, MD. You said,
No, you good.
okay, no, because it sounded like you were comparing it to Afghanistan. That shit
I
was.
wasn't comparing it. I was contrasting it.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, I do apologize, bro. Because
Biden clearly pulled out with no Vaseline,
right.
and that's why you got the situation what you got now. Not only in the Levant and Arabia, but a lot of shit going down in Africa right now with Boko Haram.
Right. And this is why we got the BRICS situation going on too, because they're like, man, Biden administration fucking up. Oh, they want to goddamn do sanctions. Fuck y'all. We'll do our own shit. We got a gold standard, and it's happened. Just like
And I'm glad you said my bad. I'm glad you said Afghanistan and then said BRICS. Remember, a lot of people tied OPEC in with Bush when he went in back in 2003, 2002.
right.
Weapons of mass destruction. That shit wasn't about no weapons of mass destruction. That shit was about, let me show you who run this goddamn international dollar.
Right.
And that's what we did. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We did that with goddamn Libya too. Yeah, Libya. We did that with because he wanted to do a gold standard. Gaddafi, even with damn Obama. Yeah. So yeah.
Obama said, "Oh, you want to do what? Let me show you what this U.S. dollar do."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, ever since Biden been in office, that's gone now. They done sealed the deal. So, and if you don't like the deal, then you got Russia to continue it. You got goddamn China to contend with. Now you got Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates. You got goddamn Iran. Iran is ready to throw blows, and so is China, and so is Russia. So what we talking about here?
I think. And also look at this conflict of interest. You got MAGA now. This is where I say you have to understand what's going on with the foreign policy, and this is where I look at MAGA and say, you know, like what's that about? MAGA. Not only are they talking about backing out of Ukraine, but you know they want to defund Israel, right?
Okay, right. Okay, okay.
At the same time, you got Iran, who basically want to invade Israel at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you. Okay, I'm listening.
So if we're talking about what takes priority, remember Trump put the embassy in Jerusalem. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
But now you got MAGA talking about they want to defund Israel.
Right.
What take? Oh, he finna arrive. What airport is that? Is he at the KFP Street?
Hold on. Let me turn up the volume.
Shit, I got
started, and supporting President Trump as well. Forgiato, what do you think of her answers and her fight for America?
I don't think they know, bro.
She's dealing with
okay. So I'm gonna put it on. Like I said,
Until they switch over with the audio, with the other audio, with the other dude.
okay.
But what I was saying is, what take priority? Israel or BRICS?
Israel or BRICS? I don't understand your question. Like,
What takes priority? Defending is let's just say defending Israel or making sure that we alleviate the pressure from BRICS, meaning self-drilling, making sure that we self-sustainable with our own oil, blah blah blah, this and that.
ooh, that's
Even
tough.
though we know Iran, that's part of BRICS.
Right.
If it was up to them, it wouldn't be no Israel. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Oh, his plane is landed. I mean, like you said earlier, why can't we just do both?
Oh, that's a boy.
I'm doing like the Republicans last night. We could do both. Shit. Well, you know, but okay. And to answer your question, I'm all jokes aside. I would say, I mean, if you asking me personally or me realistically,
Personally, yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't want to drill, but realistically, I'm saying defend Israel. So it's kind of a, you know.
I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
I'm gonna just put that in my back pocket.
Please do.
I'm gonna put that in my back
I'm
pocket.
being as honest as possible. Because I'm all about America first too. I mean, Israel got enough weapons to defend themselves and shit.
They do.
Right. So I mean, yeah.
I put it to you like this: Israel been on America teeth for so long, they self-sustainable now.
They are. Yeah, they've been sustainable since the 70s. What?
They've been self-sustainable. Shit.
Since the 80s. Since the 80s.
Hell, I'll go far back as since the damn 60s.
Okay.
Because remember, now why they showing all these airplanes?
I don't know, man.
Because I mean, they've been on the teeth of America since 1948. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I was giving the doubt. I just said the 80s, just for safe measure. You know, for the more advanced weaponry. But at least I would say.
Well, not even. Yeah, the advanced. They make their own shit now.
Right. That's why
IWI is one of the top weapon manufacturers in the world, and that's Israeli made. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They got what they call that shit, the dome defense system around the whole fucking country.
Iron Dome, yeah, the Iron Dome. Yep.
So shit, they pretty self-sustainable to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're no argument for me, brother. You're not gonna hear no argument from me. Is he coming in Air Force One?
Trump Force One, I assume, or
that's it. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I see the flag.
Yep, that's it right there. Okay, y'all. Yeah, that's it, twin. That's it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go hit the audio.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to continue the arena abroad, man. We just gonna get right into the damn thing, man. Real quick, Putin.
Yeah, that look like the Cab Peachtree.
Yeah. Yep. It do.
It might be Charlie Brown though. I don't know. It looked like the Cab Peachtree though.
Okay, I'm gonna turn.
You know Charlie Brown right there, Fulton Industrial.
You know, there are
that's right. Yep.
Names as co-defendants in this indictment, and so Rudy
all right,
said,
y'all, we're gonna rock out.
There's
We're
people
gonna rock
who I don't
out,
even
man.
know. That's proof that they're going after the everyday American.
The panel, man. We're gonna have a discussion, but we're gonna view this thing.
Donald Trump, McDonald's one day, you might be on this.
We're gonna get right to it.
Anything they could do to break this man's spirit. But one thing about
Donald Trump headed down Buford Highway, y'all.
Right.
Ain't the Cab Peachtree Airport right off Buford Highway?
Yep,
Last
yep.
place he left
What's
off
that?
was
Beaufort Highway in
White House.
Claremont?
Go ahead and put them back
Yeah,
in there.
Beaufort Highway, you got Peachtree
Pennsylvania
Industrial. I don't
Avenue.
know
And
which
you know,
route
I
it's
wonder
gonna
all
take,
the
but
time,
both
how
of
does
those
he
gonna be
do
shut
it?
down.
How does he? That's why
Yeah,
I
it's gonna
asked
be
Marjorie a while
285
ago.
finna be.
What are his spirits
Oh,
like?
that's
And
all,
he's
yeah.
just, she says he's just a
Spaghetti
friend.
Junction,
He's
all that,
always in
all the
good
way from
spirits.
Yeah,
And
goddamn
when I asked
Danny
the people in his
Springs,
circle that are
all the
close
way
to
up
him,
to
I asked
goddamn
them,
all the
Jimmy
way
Carter,
through, all the way to
do they want
downtown.
to know?
all the way.
And
Yeah,
so
all that's gonna
they
be. Yeah,
all say the
that's
same
yeah,
thing. He's in
Just landed a few moments ago, taxing
all that shut
up
down, all the way to
right in
Tucker.
front of
I
us.
want
Now,
to say
let me
all as
unpack
far as
some of
F-78.
the
They're gonna shut down all the way
things
to
that's going to
78.
take place. Is we are going to once he parks, we put the blocks underneath the tires. We're going to go around on the opposite side of the plane, underneath the wing, and that's where we're going to get President Trump walking off of Trump Force One. Maybe might spend a few
Oh
minutes.
no, though that might be
That's all
Hartsfield,
up to
bro.
the president. And after that, he will get in the
That might be.
motorcade, and we will
It might
get
be.
in our
Not
yeah, that's
vehicle,
Carter.
and
huge.
we will follow
Yeah, that might be
President Trump
Hartsfield.
to
That's
the
Hartsfield,
Fulton
bro.
County Jail, where he will be processed there. But if you're just now joining us, welcome. We are live here
Yeah, that's
at the
Hartsfield.
Atlanta airport, awaiting President Trump.
Yeah,
to make his
He said
arrival
Atlanta
here.
Airport, so yeah, that's
Vanessa
Hartsfield.
Broussard has been giving you coverage in front
I
of
ain't
the
think
Fulton County
he
Jail.
was gonna
Great
land in
interview
Hartsfield.
with Margie Taylor Greene, talking about the proceedings, not only
Big old
what's
plane,
going
shit.
on today, but
That's
a little bit of the
727, ain't it?
debate last night and some of the feelings that people have towards what's been going on with the president as far as the weaponization of the DOJ and some of the candidates and their plans for what
All right, bro. I'll be back, man. Let me get my chicken
I
salad
might
together,
have to
bro. I'll
dip
be
out
back.
of here just for
All
a
right,
second
y'all.
because the engine noise is rather
We're gonna
loud.
rock out, y'all. We're
we
gonna
are
rock out.
surrounded by a lot of people using their cell phones, a lot of people using internet here to try to get live feeds. So be weary of that and be patient with us as we bring you live coverage here from Atlanta as President Donald J. Trump comes and turns himself into the Fulton County Jail right behind us. Security is tight. We have seen lots of sheriff's office personnel here, lots of bodyguards, flashing
Trump
lights as he was
rode the right
pulling in
street.
today to the jail.
Live coverage.
Forgiato. You know, that's a hard thing to say. 4G auto. Get tongue tied. Whenever I come in for blocks and blocks and blocks, law enforcement officers all over. And it makes me wonder, okay, if they actually can put him in jail, is this what this is going to be like? And the taxpayer dollars that goes behind this, like what's the logistics behind President Trump being in jail if he were to go to jail?
I don't think the Secret Service will allow that. First of all, I don't think they can do that. If they gave Trump in jail, he'd have to have his own.
President Trump coming in on Trump Force One here at the Atlanta airport. He's going to park it, put the blocks underneath the wheels, cut the engines, and then we are going to go around to the other side of the plane. Hopefully, we will have an opportunity to talk to the president at that point as he makes his way into the motorcade. Glad you're joining us. Vanessa Broussard is live at the Fulton County Jail. We'll continue to bring that. What's that? Before we get to the president taking a quick break off this plane, I'm going to thank our friends over at the Wellness Company. They are the leader. If you want to get back to pre-COVID health, if COVID and the vaccine has kind of left you, a little tired and not yourself since the vaccine and since getting COVID, then Dr. Peter McAuliffe may have the solution for you. The Wellness Company's got a great formula to take that spike protein out of your blood system and get you back to feeling pre-COVID self. And of course, we've heard that the new strand is going to come. So the most important thing to you right now is your health. So log on to the website, makecaregreatagain.com. Check out our friends at the Wellness Company, Dr. Peter McAuliffe, developing this special formula to help you get back to that pre-COVID health. We're going to make our way underneath the wing here, where we'll get President Trump to walk off of Trump Force One here. We're bringing this to you as it develops, very much like we did in D.C., New York, Miami, and now in Atlanta, Georgia, as we get back into position. Once the president gets off the plane, and from that point on, we will get in our vehicles and follow him over to the county jail processing. Let's get a good camera position here
Hey, y'all, that's not my audio. That's his audio jacking up like that.
to
So
be able to
that's
get the
his
president
audio.
to walk off the plane here. Looks like Susie Wiles, one of the Trump advisors, stepping off the plane first. We'll try to give you a little bit of a head count of a roll call, rather, of who is getting off the plane as much as possible. We are getting a look at the service vehicles making their way around the tail of the plane, making their way on this side of it. And that's where President Trump will get in and make his way to the Fulton County Jail. We want to remind everybody, right now it's important to share this broadcast. Comment, share this broadcast, tag a friend. It's important that we get as many eyeballs on this broadcast as possible. And like Marjorie Taylor Greene said earlier, the MAGA mugshot, I do encourage everybody to post up these mugshots in support of President Trump, in support of what he's going through right now, and showing your love and support for the president to help fight the weaponization of this DOJ and this Fani Willis and others that are involved, and the 18 other co-defendants here. So that's one way you can do it. And on social media, hashtag MAGA mugshots. Not familiar with the individuals getting off the plane right now. I would imagine they're likely some security detail as they get into the vehicles. We're going to kind of let this play out as it unfolds, and maybe we get a few questions with the president. We have not been told that's going to happen, but it's all up to however he feels at the moment. Of course, a lot has been probably going in the president's mind right now, being this fourth indictment. I would imagine he is in good spirits. I know the last time we talked to the president at the Iowa State Fair, he was in a great mood. He was there, big support there in Iowa at the fair. He's got big support really about just about every early state that he's been to: New Hampshire, South Carolina, Iowa, in particular. So I would imagine he knows that America is supporting him and absolutely making their voices known that they overwhelmingly want the president to be the nominee for the Republican Party. And of course, if you look at the polls, his numbers after each indictment has his approval rating.
Oh my gosh.
President, as far as taking his mental focus away from campaigning, but also it's a financial strain, the legal battles that he has to deal with, the financial battles that he has to deal with. And that is the goal of many of these indictments. It's not necessarily for the indictment itself, if it's other than to bankrupt some of these people that don't have the means to fight a lot of these court cases. And so you've got one individual that did not post the bail and still remains in jail to this day from one of these indictments. So this is something that's not only a political burden, but it's also a financial burden as well. We'll stay tuned. We'll see what happens here momentarily. We are live here in Atlanta, Georgia, awaiting President Trump to get off of Trump Force One. Don't forget to follow us across social media platforms right now. You can follow me at Brian Glenn TV on Twitter. You can follow me on Truth Social. It's one of my favorite, at Brian on Truth Social. And don't forget to follow us across every platform. Not only subscribe to us on Rumble, but make sure you're following the right side on Facebook, Twitter, and definitely Truth Social, Instagram as well, to make sure you stay in touch with everything. And don't forget also to sign up for our newsletter. Just go to rsbnetwork.com and click on the newsletter, subscribe, put just some minor details, information in there, and sign up for our newsletter. The door is about to come open on the motorcade, so I'm expecting, there he is right there, the president stepping out. Let's listen in. right, we're going to go ahead and move over to the shuttle here as we've been instructed by the service detail. We're going to make our way to the first press van that you see there. We're going to shoot out the window as much as possible. Now, I'm going to note there will be no audio. Once we get inside this press vehicle, there will be no audio, so we will have to cut the audio and go to back to Vanessa Broussard, but we'll continue to double box this as we're live here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, everyone. We are back here live in front of the Fulton County Courthouse. I'm Vanessa Broussard, bringing to you live coverage from Atlanta. Lots of people out here supporting President Trump. Great to see. When you come to these Democrat-run cities, you really don't know what to expect. Like, for example, when I was in Washington, D.C. a couple of weeks ago when Trump turned himself in, tons of MAGA supporters out there, only a handful of protesters. Same case scenario here, only a few protesters, but everything's been peaceful and quiet, and it's been a really good sign for President Trump when he arrives here at the courthouse to see all these people supporting him. Hey, you know, the economy is really bad right now. A lot of people are struggling. I'm with you. Living paycheck to paycheck is not easy. A lot of you are working double jobs, 3 jobs just to make ends meet. So if you're thinking about your 401k, your IRAs, your future, what it may hold, try the Birch Gold Group. Very great, good company. And they will have a representative come and reach out to you if you just text the letters RSBN to 989898. Again, text the letters RSBN to 989898, and someone will call you and come up with a plan just for you that better fits you. You don't have to put in a lot of money. Just work with them on what you can do to protect your future. And again, that's the Birch Gold Group at 989898. Text the letters RSBN. I want to bring in Robert Bose now, who's the former White House policy advisor. Thank you so much for coming on RSBN. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. It's a sad day. Lots of injustice here. These are innocent people. Every one of the indicted people are innocent. And it's a sham indictment by Fani Willis. What a shame.
It is definitely that. And a lot of people here are on your side and agree with you with that, because here we are yet again. But this one, 19 people or so named co-defendants. You work with a lot of them. We're hearing, of course, President Trump. But let's talk about the other people in the case. What is their mood like?
Well, so there are 3 kind of fake allegation lanes. One is pressuring election workers, computer breach, and the third is what they call the fake electors. Well, let me just take them in reverse order. The fake electors are legitimate contingent electors. They're called for by the Constitution. They're called for by the Georgia Constitution. Many states have done that and had backups in case the Congress were to challenge. And they were intending to challenge. There were something like 174 members of Congress that had telegraphed their intention to challenge certain states' electors. So what all the folks did in Georgia and elsewhere, they were not forgeries. They were not false statements. They were legitimate contingent electors. So totally bogus on that.
So how do you fight that? You know that it's bogus, but when you're dealing with these DAs and these, judges and these juries, how do you fight that, knowing that you know the truth, but will they side with you, or are they going to be political about it?
Well, there's some very good attorneys and lawyers who've been very, very brave to step up and bring those constitutional arguments why these are bogus charges. So many of them have a very good counsel. Some are still scrapping. Some of the people who are really harmed by this lawfare are still, some have public defenders. So they're going to do their best. What's interesting is that they did not indict all 16 electors. Why only a few? Were they just the people who are not Brian Kemp's friends? Or is there were some people that were kind of left out of this thing? Why weren't they indicted? It's curious.
Okay, and so for the people who were, surely in the indictment it told them why. Was there something different in the others who weren't?
Nothing different about them. They all were the same thing. They all met at the Capitol. They had to do it as a backup plan, or else Georgia would have lost any electors. So they all they knew that Joe Biden had been certified by the Electoral College, and we needed to have a backup plan in case there was a challenge by the Congress.
And so obviously this is going to be looked into and brought up about why these people and not the others.
Oh yeah, what will we be like to see that come out in court?
So let's talk about, we do currently have someone, a co-defendant currently in jail. They didn't bail out. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so this is the in the realm of those that were allegedly pressuring election workers, which is again a bogus charge. Didn't happen. So Ruby Freeman had a moment of contrition January 4th of 2021, where she wanted to spill the beans on the election fraud in Fulton County. So she was struggling with the morale. She said she could trust God, but she didn't trust the government. She voluntarily asked for people to come to her house to come back. And then she actually called the FBI agent and got a coordinated approval to meet at the Cobb County Police Station. So voluntarily, she wants to spill the beans. So she goes to the Cobb County Police Station. It's on body cam. The visit at the house is on body cam. And we got the transcripts where she says, yes, she voluntarily wanted to talk about the concerns she had. She was troubled by what happened. So she talked about how they had finished counting the absentee ballots. There were no more to count. And then they looked around and they said, well, there's nobody here in this state farm because they cleared them out. So they said, lucky, boom, under the table, cut the zip ties and scan them so the number would go up. Those are her words. And then she says, she talked about that with in an investigation. Well, she met with the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, the Fulton DA, FBI, DOJ, BJ Pack, who's a U.S. attorney for the Northern District of Georgia. She met with them and she said they didn't ask her any questions. They just told her to clear her social media. And then she goes further to say, you know what's going to really blow your mind? She said the USBs are going to blow your mind. We said, well, what? So one of the guys that was on the phone with her, Harrison Floyd, she goes, Miss Ruby, what is that? What are you going to tell us? And she says, I'm not going to tell you. I want an attorney. I want to go live. I want to go live on every platform. It's going to blow your mind. So we'd like to hear what Ruby said. But you know what? The next day, she did a police report. Police report was fine, no crime. And then there was the federal people were in the station listening in. Somebody did a police report supplement 4 hours later that tried to twist it and say, it's because of the election. They threatened her. The evidence does not show any threats, no pressure. They made it up. Somebody made up and cooked up a police report supplement here in Cobb County, probably with the help of federal people. So everybody that was trying to help facilitate Ruby's whistleblowing, they were just doing the right thing. They weren't pressuring her. So, but the FBI went to her house the next day, took her from her house on January 5th for 2 months. She testified. Now she doesn't have a job. She doesn't work. She's got a place to live for a couple months then. I don't know what she's doing, but she's playing the system pretty well.
And so again, going back to everyone else that turned themselves in,
Yes.
we do have one that's still here.
Yeah, so sorry. So
Oh, you're good.
Harrison Floyd is one of the guys who wasn't even in Georgia. He was no longer part of the Trump campaign at the time. He had been executive director for Voice for Trump, but this is weeks later. And he got on the phone because a couple other people, Garrison Douglas and Trevian Cuddy, they went to Ruby's house and then they met at the police station. And Harrison was happened to join in on the phone later and just ask her, how we can help her. And she voluntarily wanted help. So that's all he did. There's no pressure, but the media's after him. False stories by Washington Post, Reuters, MSNBC's ganging up on him, and they're ganging up on him based on the police report supplement, not what the police are on body cam talking
And
about.
I just want to remind the viewers right now, he is a co-defendant in this case. So
Yes.
this is who we're talking about.
Yes.
This is one of the co-defendants.
Right. Harrison Floyd came in here about 3:00 today in Fulton County and was going to check himself in. He did not want to post the bond. And he tried to check in and they say, well, you don't have bond. And but he ended up coming back and he's in jail now.
What was his bond set at?
I think it was 50,000, but I'm not sure.
What was the reasoning why he did not want to post bond?
Well, he didn't have the money. First of all, I mean, to come up with 5,000 scratch is for a guy, he and his wife and his young daughter didn't have the money. So he's like, I'm gonna stay in jail.
Wow. Do you think that this is an attempt to just bankrupt people?
Oh yeah, this is no question. There's just wholesale lawfare organized from the top to do electors from every, what they call the fake electors, the legitimate electors from 5 or 6 other states. Michigan had their set. Georgia has a set they're going after. Some of them, not all of them. But no, it's an intimidation. It's to try to rack up legal fees for them. So
Absolutely, it is. So we are seeing people come in. We are pretty sure this is. Let's show behind us. Looks like some security
Put him in jail.
coming in. So people rushing to the street. We do not believe that was the president, but it was some security coming in. So back to you. Yeah, we were watching Rudy Giuliani yesterday, and he was saying he does not think that the goal is to charge these people. It's just to bankrupt these people because the everyday American cannot afford all of these legal fees that are associated with these accusations.
Mayor Giuliani is exactly right. This is an intimidation to rack up legal expenses. And I believe Fani Willis knows that she has a legal problem with these cases. They want to try to get the allegation out there to try to force them to get lawyers. But if this gets to appeal, it's going to get knocked out on appeal. All these charges, all 19 of these people are innocent. They did nothing wrong.
Robert, you were the former White House policy advisor. I'm going to ask you a question that I get probably the most from everybody. Any event I go to, people ask me, I don't have an answer. I know what I hope does or doesn't happen. But people at home want to know, what are the odds of President Trump being locked up?
Well, I think that there are many motions to dismiss that are going to happen. There's federal removal that can get it into a legitimate court. This Fani Willis, coordinated from DOJ on top, it is a real stretch on the Georgia RICO law. If it's removed to federal, very little chance of anybody going to jail. The whole thing might get removed to federal. But there also may be motions to dismiss on constitutional grounds as well. First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, 14th Amendment. There's plenty of reasons to get this. So it would be very unlikely if anybody, unless they're volunteer, like Harrison Floyd decided he's gonna fight it out, and but most, I think, will not do jail time.
I'm glad you answered that for me, because that's all I can tell people. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer, and I know it goes through different stages and different steps. And again, I know what I hope will not happen. And of course, I hope that he does not go to jail. But to hear from you, someone who's an expert in the field, thank you for telling us that, because that's what the people want to know. What are the odds? What are the chances?
Well, thank you. You know, this is election interference, and they've timed it so that they may have a trial level conviction. But I think there'll be motion to dismiss before that. So, but they're trying to time it to have the maximum impact before, Iowa caucuses are coming up in the middle of January. There's maybe some states that have early voting. South Carolina, Nevada are right behind it. Right. So all these are staggered too. You notice all the 4 indictments are staggered to try
around the same time as the Iowa caucus.
Totally purposeful. That's the end goal. This is election interference, and it's the witness tampering that's going on is on their side, on the DOJ, FBI side. They're the ones that are tampering with witnesses. They're intimidating them. They're trying to get them to flip. There's nothing to flip about. They didn't do anything wrong. So it's such a sham. I feel badly for these people. This is injustice. It needs to be stopped.
Absolutely. And again, I just want to reiterate too, that President Trump has said it dozens or more times. They're not coming after me. They're coming after you. I'm just standing in the way. Rudy Giuliani said that outside of the jail yesterday. President Trump was right. He said that they're not coming after him or Rudy. They're coming after the everyday American. Right. And we're seeing that with this indictment, all the co-defendants. Rudy Giuliani even said, I don't even know some of these people that are listed. They're coming for everyday Americans now. And that's scary for you, for me, for the people at home.
Well, that's an interesting point, because you said that they didn't know each other. The electors in Georgia, they knew they needed to have an alternate slate. There was no coordination there. There's no enterprise or conspiracy. That's bull. The people in Coffee County, the election workers in Coffee County, including a Democrat, by the way, who authorized Judge Amy Totenberg to release discovery and have them inspect the machines. And they offered responses to open records requests to look at the Coffee County machines. That was all authorized. And those people, they were doing their jobs because they knew that there were major malfunctions in the voting results in the machines weeks and months prior in the primary. So after it was certified in Coffee County, then weeks later they said, well, we better go back and look at this because Dominion couldn't tell us what was wrong. So again, those people did nothing wrong. The people helping Ruby Freeman did nothing wrong. They were facilitating a whistleblowing action. The electors did nothing wrong. It's so sad, and you're right. It's people should be concerned about a massively imbalanced justice system that is selective. I mean, look, Fulton County, you probably covered this, that Fani Willis has high murder rate, high rape rate. Did you know that 3/4, 80% aren't even found every year?
Yes, I was actually looking up the Atlanta Police Department's social media pages this week, seeing all the murderers are on the hunt for, they're on the search for. And while they're asking the public to look for these criminals on the street, we're here today for President Trump.
Right. There are 160, 170 murders a year in Fulton County. Maybe 20 or 30 get solved. The rest, none solved. Rapes, 300, 400 rapes, most not solved. It's what is she doing? I mean, I know what she's doing now. She's spending 100% of her time on a political witch hunt. She should be actually enforcing the real crimes.
And so, another thing that the average American is asking, the taxpayer dollars being put into play here, just not just here today, but what if this goes to trial? What if, Trump has to reappear in court and all of the resources put in? It's the residents who are suffering. It's the taxpayers.
Absolutely. Justice is being denied to many other real crimes right now. And there's a judge on top of Fani Willis. Judge Robert McBurney, he's also pinned down on this. The courts they're closing the courts for 2 or 3 weeks just to deal with these things. So justice is being put on hold for everybody. And Robert McBurney's got there's some real 2020 litigation cases that are still going on. There's 3 cases still in the courts on 2020 election fraud. And Judge Robert McBurney is holding those up. He's passed his deadline to decide to move those because he's tied up on this witch hunt.
Well, Robert, anything else you want to say? Again, I just want to talk about the co-defendants in this case, the ones that you're working with. In my mind, I'm hoping that they're hopeful, that they're positive about what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah, so I think the constitutional arguments are really strong to pull these cases out of Fulton or to dismiss them altogether. I think if we get to a fair trial, this is all going to go away. This you'll find out in retrospect, just like all the other hoaxes before. And President Trump talks about all them, the Russia hoax, the impeachment 1 hoax, all the hoaxes that have all turned out to be false frauds. This one too, guarantee it. It's going to be turned out to be what it is now, election interference, and people will look back and say this was a scam.
All right, Robert, thank you so much. I'm so glad to talk to you and offer your guidance on everything that's going on, and the best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you, Vanessa. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. All right. So now we are going to tell you about another sponsor of ours today. Let's talk about the Wellness Company. Damar Hamlin, Jamie Foxx, and now Bronny James. We all know what's going on here, although the mainstream media doesn't want you to say it. Dr. Peter McCullough and doctors on President Trump's advisory committee in 2020 who were censored for recommending ivermectin. Remember that? They are still saving lives every day. These doctors have come together to bring you the Wellness Company. The most common question Dr. McCullough and his Wellness Company doctors get is this question: how do I get spike protein out of my body and protect myself going forward? Well, spike protein is the legacy of COVID and the vaccines, and it is linked to all kinds of long-term health issues, most infamously for causing people to die suddenly. So spike protein can also be shed from one person to another. As we fight to make America great again, you need to be taking steps to protect yourself from toxic spike protein in the environment. So the only product on the market that combines ingredients researched for their ability to destroy spike protein in your body and block it from binding your cells. So get yourself the Wellness Company's Spike Support Formula. That's the Wellness Company's Spike Support Formula. You can feel your best and you can stay that way. Go to makecaregreatagain.com. Again, that's makecaregreatagain.com to escape the government-run healthcare model. And you can also use the code RSBN to save 15% off your order. Again, RSBN for 15% off. That is makecaregreatagain.com. We now have not just law enforcement on the ground. We have helicopters circling above us, just giving us a sign that President Trump is close. Anytime we see the helicopters in the sky, we know that his motorcade is near. Now, There are different entrances to the jail, so we don't know exactly which entrance the president will be going into to turn himself in. There's an entrance behind me, there's an entrance in front of me, and there's also an entrance on the other side of the jail. So we'll stick with Brian Glenn, who is in the motorcade, to kind of get word on where they're at. We know they're on the interstate right now heading this way. And so, again, the people out here have been waiting for the president since the early morning hours, some even camping out since yesterday. So they have their flags, they have on their hats, they have on their shirts that say MAGA, and they just want to let President Trump know that they have his back. We are hearing now that the president has arrived to the jail. The president has arrived to the jail to turn himself in. He will be fingerprinted. He will have a mugshot, and he will post bond, we're told. And I believe it's $200,000 cash bond that he has to post to be released from the jail. From that point, he'll head back to the airport and fly off on Trump Force One. So again, we are outside of the jail right now, multiple entrances, always unsure which way the president and his motorcade will go, but we are lucky and grateful to be with Brian Glenn and the motorcade for that. So I'm going to let our photographer kind of turn the camera around just to give you a sense of what it looks like here. We're not in the main area. There's so much media and so many people that we had to come to the side to get a signal to bring you this live broadcast. But this is kind of a look at what we're seeing here. I always like to show you what I'm seeing, and this is my view here from outside of the jail. You see Blacks for Trump is here. They've been here all day, always supportive of the president. A group follows him around, and they do lots of interviews and speak to a lot of people about why they back the president. Looking at a sign now that says Georgia knows Trump won. Georgia knows Trump won. A big, huge banner here on the main road, which again, we don't know if President Trump will come this way, but a big sign that says Trump won with underneath it the words Save America. A lot of red, white, and blue here in Atlanta. As Marjorie Taylor Greene joined us earlier. Marjorie Taylor Greene joined us earlier. Forgiato Blow, the rapper, joined us earlier. Just a somber day yet again. We were in New York for that indictment. Then we went to Miami for the Mar-a-Lago, what President Trump calls the boxes hoax. When Mar-a-Lago was raided, we were in Miami for that indictment when he turned himself in. And then just a couple of weeks ago, we were in Washington, D.C., when President Trump turned himself in there for the accusations against him dealing with the 2020 election and also January 6th. And here we are yet again, now this time in Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County. President Trump turning himself in on accusations of racketeering dealing with the outcome of the 2020 election. I bring these four cases up to tell you that in all of these locations, it's a somber feeling. It's not like a rally where people are excited and they're chanting and they're happy and smiling. These are worried, concerned citizens who are taking their day off work or using a vacation day to be here to support the president. So a lot of concern, but a lot of people ready to hit the polls, they say, in 2024. And they say no matter what, they will vote for President Trump. We talked to you a little bit just moments ago about the wellness company. We also want to tell you about the Big Trump knife. If you stand with President Trump in 2024, then you need this massive statement-making fixed blade knife. It says Trump 2024, laser etched with a wavering American flag and a stainless steel half guard. It keeps your fingers from slipping. The patriotic handle scales are crafted of a blue panel that has Take America Back. That's in white, surrounded by white stars and a red and white striped acrylic panel. The fixed blade knife comes with a belt sheath for easy to carry. Go to bigtrumpknife.com. Get this collectible knife today. Again, that's bigtrumpknife.com. Now, be sure you know your state and local regulations on knives before purchasing. BigTrumpKnife.com. All right. Again, we have Blacks for Trump walking by. Hi. How are you? We're with RSBN. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Trump-tastic.
Trump's-tastic.
Okay, let's talk about
Trump-tastic.
Trump-tastic. So let's talk about, Trumpsters are not racist. So we see you at a lot of these events. Talk about the importance of yet being here at another indictment and your feelings today.
All this exciting because Fox News said that Trump would never be seen on TV again. They told me the same thing. But
When did they tell you that?
Months ago, because they stopped putting Trump on TV. They go out of their way to make sure, even Newsmax, they make sure that all of the rallies that I went to, which was almost everyone, they make sure they edit me just out of the picture. But I don't mind, because you know why? I'm only interested in Trump winning so I can get freedom. So I'm not trying to show off. I don't need him to get rich because I'm already rich. Ooh. I got my own money and I raised my own money.
You're a hardworking American.
Yeah, a real black man who's a real American. And all I want is Trump to give me liberty or give them death, because they are the ones that are breaking every rule and law. They're scared to say that, but that's what James Madison meant when he said it. Otherwise, he wouldn't pull a pistol on the British and shot him. He wants freedom. Trump wants freedom. He's the only one standing up for the black man and the white European Gentiles. I love him desperately because he put his life in jeopardy for us. That's why when I was in Palm Beach and all of the white Republicans didn't show up, and I had 15 of us out there, I cussed out every white Republican. I said, how the hell can you not be out here for Trump when he put his life on the line? But guess what? The next time, when we went to New York, you couldn't fit the Republicans out there with so many of them. That's why I'm so proud that they stood up, because when they want to say boo and we run, because especially black people, if you say he's indicted, or you can't even get a phone call into them because they're not answering no federal indictment. They don't want to talk about it. So I'm showing them that boo didn't work. We here, and we're going to stand for Trump forever, and we want him to be president for even ever, because you know what? They cheat on the election, so we might as well have him president forever. I'll show him how to eat right and live forever. Don't worry about that. But Trump is absolutely the greatest president in America's history. RSBN has been one of the greatest. It's between OAN and you guys that I think are the best. Newsmax is okay, but they edit me as much as they possibly can. But I've done a lot of great interviews with RSBN.
We appreciate you and we appreciate your compliments. So let's talk about being here in Atlanta. What has the vibe been like for you today while you're out here?
I see it. I see it.
The vibe has been great, especially among black people. We only have a few nuts like that right there that bother us. So I don't care nothing about I don't care nothing about them. I got veterans, but anyway, don't say nothing else. So the whole point is.
Just to let you know, watching at home, there's just one guy behind us. It's not a bunch of people. I will stand by my word. You can stand by me too to say there's only a handful of protesters here. There's not a lot. There's more of us than there are of them.
They're scared to come out here because we're here. See, Black Lives Matter and Antifa don't want to face me. See, I am the answer to Obama, Queen Latifah, Oprah, all of that, because they can't talk to me. Because first of all, I don't need them. They need Clive Davis and all those other sorry, no good suckers. You understand? So I'm out here to stand up for the good Latin, white, and black man, because we are the people that God loved and chose. So I'm here to fight for you with my life. You understand?
So let's talk about Fani Willis. What do you think?
I don't call her Fani. I call her Mammy Willis. Mammy is a Sambo slave beating, no good cow from hell. I say that with all respect to you because I don't want y'all to get in trouble, but I am totally against her because she just indicted 35 black women for RICO, meaning that they can go to jail for 20 years for cheating on tests, something that should have gave them 2 months in jail or probation. Yet she does that when she can get all their property because that's what RICO requires.
Then she putting our black young men in jail. If YSL kills somebody, well, yes, prosecute them, but don't use RICO, because RICO, they're gonna get 130 young black men, then take all their property. They never get it back because they're saying black people and white people don't have rights to own nothing. So Trump himself is a white man who's discovering that he's a Negro like us. You understand? Because they're treating him and white deplorables, they treat them worse than black people, but they don't know it because they think Hillary is a white person. She's a totally different type of white person from white European Gentiles. She's a person called a Canaanite. They were cursed white. They're not white Gentiles. White Gentiles are the most blessed people on earth with us, because God said, blessed be Shem and Jephthah forever. Jephthah is the father of all white European Gentiles. Shem is the father of all of the black Hebrews, not the Hebrews that call white people the devil in New York, because those are nuts. I don't have nothing to do with them. I'm a Yahweh Hebrew, because Yahweh was the first one to tell me the white man is not the devil. In fact, he's lighter than most white people with blue eyes. So I'm not against you. I'm with you all the way.
So let's talk about, again, being here, and we talked about the district attorney, the crime rate in Atlanta, the murderers on the street. What is your reaction when it comes to all of this crime, the high crime rate, the people out there committing, sexual assaults, again, killings, and yet we're here for President Trump to go to jail?
That is the stupidest thing you ever seen. They got time to mess with Donald Trump, the greatest president in America's history, who's done the most for black people that has ever been done. Abraham Lincoln didn't even do better. He was going to give a $5 billion platinum plan. And I'm trying to get black people to start doing the math. That equals $3.7 million per black person. If we're going by 47 million black people that's over the age of 18. Trump gave that. Biden said, wait till after the election. That's why Ice Cube was upset with him. Trump is the only one that gave all of the black colleges money forever. He's the only one that passed laws against human trafficking, which really affects black and Latin and white women, but black women the most.
And the unemployment rate went up.
They
went down, I should say. The more blacks got jobs.
More blacks. No, see, I don't count jobs. I count opportunity. Trump gives opportunity to run and do business. You understand? He makes it conducive to make money. He takes your taxes low. Yeah, you can't get it. What's the sense in getting rich in America when Biden is there and he's taxing you out all of the money? Right. That's the biggest trick in the world. So Trump, black people now, I'm in Atlanta. I'm here with some stars, real stars that are scared to come out in public, but they out here with me. So black people see him with me, they be like, oh man, what is he doing here? Wow, that brother. See, and I do that on purpose to get them, they're now getting used to standing up for Trump. They see that the police was disrespecting the deplorables out here and being very disrespectful to us. And I kept trying to be nice, and they kept being more crazier and crazier and crazier till I just started literally cussing them out. That's the only thing they accept is a cussing out. They felt so embarrassed, they started treating the white deplorables good because they hate you. You understand? Because you stand for goodness. You the one fought to free me. They hate you for that.
We hope everyone watching, no matter your color, fights for goodness in America. That's what it's all about. So good to see you. Yes, good to see you. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon. BlacksForTrump2020.com. They are usually at every single event, again, out here supporting President Trump. Just a couple of protesters out here, not too many protesters. It's mainly peaceful, quiet here in Atlanta as we wait for President Trump to get processed inside the Fulton County Jail. Taking a look here. We're going to turn the camera. Can we turn the camera on just to get some reaction? We do have a couple of words being said back and forth, but it's peaceful for the most part. We'll just listen in. I will say that a few words going back and forth, and the only cuss words are coming from the protesters. So everyone is going about their way, which is good. All right. So again, just a handful. You see two right there. I wish we could show you more of the crowd, but they're back the other way. When we head that way, the internet kind of dies down on us, so we have to stay put right here. But there is a large crowd of people to my left, which would be your right, directly in front of one of the main entrances to the jail. It looks like we're getting some words back and forth now. So I think people are just hot. They've been out here all day. We've been in over 100-degree heat, standing out here sweaty and hoping to see a motorcade, but I don't believe that the president came in this way. We did not see him, so he must have gone in through the other entrance. But people here have been out here again, waiting and hoping to see the motorcade so they can support the president. But a little tension over there right now, but not too bad. So yeah, so we're gonna see if we can move this way. We're gonna walk and see. Yes. So we're going to try to get a better view, and just bear with us as we move. You're coming with us. And you can see more of the crowd here. They have barricades up so we can't get in the street. You can see the people lined up, Trump flags, the Fulton County Jail entrance, of course, the sheriff's office here, lined up for blocks. When I was coming in, at least 8 to 10 blocks down, every corner, there were multiple law enforcement officers. And it made me question immediately, how much money is being spent for today? Taxpayer dollars being spent on President Trump turning himself in. And if this does go to trial, which we shall see, how much money will Atlanta and Fulton County have to shell out for this to take place? So that's what I asked myself earlier, and I will try to get those answers for you, because I'm curious myself to see how much money was spent just on security alone today. Again, helicopters are circling over us, law enforcement officers in the air and on the ground here outside the Fulton County Jail. President Donald Trump has turned himself in. He is being processed at this time, his fourth indictment since March. It was first the case in New York dealing with Stormy Daniels, and then what President Trump calls the boxes hoax, Mar-a-Lago, then D.C., which was dealing with January 6th in the 2020 election. And yet here we are again. We're going to have to move. Here we are again in Georgia dealing with the 2020 case. If you're struggling with the economy right now, we encourage you to check out Birch Gold, the Birch Gold Group. You can text the letters RSBN to 989898. As central banks in countries like China, India, and Australia begin transitioning to a digital currency, the Federal Reserve has been contemplating the same for the U.S. Now, with a digital currency, the government could track every single purchase you make. How scary does that sound? Officials could even prohibit you from purchasing certain products, or even easily freeze or seize part of your money or all your money. These are just some of the reasons concerned Americans reach out to the Birch Gold Group. They want to have a physical asset that's independent from the U.S. dollar, gold, held, tax sheltered in a retirement account. So learn if gold is right for you too. Again, text RSBN to 989898. They'll send you a free information kit on gold. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of happy customers. We hear about it all the time. Countless 5-star reviews. Birch Gold has been a big helping hand with our listeners from the very beginning. So text RSBN to 989898. Claim your free information kit on gold, because if a central bank digital currency becomes a reality, it'll be nice to have some gold to depend on. Birch Gold Group. So again, you're just looking at live pictures from outside of the jail as we wait for President Trump to be processed. 19 co-defendants named in this case, including former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who turned himself in yesterday. Rudy Giuliani addressing the press yesterday, saying that not only is it unjust for a former president to be indicted for what he's accused of, he says never in American history has an attorney been accused. And so Rudy Giuliani went on to say that everyday Americans are also noted in this indictment. So if you haven't heard the interview that Rudy put out yesterday, I encourage you to do so online. It was a very good informational interview to see where he believes we stand as Americans. He says President Trump was right. No American is safe if this is the new way of justice in America. Again, President Trump inside the jail at this time being processed. He'll be fingerprinted, and we'll have a mugshot for you as soon as that is released here on Right Side Broadcast Network. So we are just waiting to hear word. We also have Brian Glenn, who's with the Trump team on the other side of the jail. And we are standing by right now.
All right, taking a live look from the motorcade as we are leaving the Fulton County jail. The processing took about 15, 17 minutes, and you're taking a look at some of the crowd, and we're going to pass just where the press area is and make a left-hand turn up here. You saw it when we came in. Literally, I would say hundreds of people in this tiny media area, all capturing video of President Trump now leaving the jail. I've got to say, it was surreal pulling into the jail. Now, we've obviously have done courthouses in the past, but this time was a little different. This going into a facility that is surrounded with barbed wire, heavy security, obviously very much feels like a jail. Did have a different impression of me, I got to say, a little different than the previous indictments and activities that we've been with the president at these houses. A little different feel here. Also, the vibe is a little different overall. I feel like we saw a handful of supporters on the side of the road. Really only saw two different areas of supporters on the side of the road, mostly a lot of media, obviously, and a lot of people that just simply have come out of the house, just said, hey, this motorcade is quite large, and it's really gotten the attention of people that live and work in this area. So they've come out of their homes, their businesses, to take a look at what's going down. This is a historic day, and I'm sure the local authorities here have done a fantastic job of blocking off all of these streets in advance, so there is no cross traffic on this way, and you've got a great look. And I've got to say, you got to bear with us, because this motorcade, we are traveling obviously through these city streets, and with the bumps and the turns and the brakes and the acceleration, periodically, accelerating quickly. That's going to shake the camera a little bit, so bear with us on that. But I know Vanessa went over some of the charges, and I'll put them up on social media. I know Grace, our social media and editor-in-chief, will push that out here shortly. But just a different scene of this motorcade, guys. I know, Vanessa, you've done a fantastic job being live outside the jail since our broadcast. Now we are headed back towards the airport, and at that point, I've been told that we could have a few minutes, perhaps the president sharing his thoughts on what just happened, and hopefully we can get some sound from him as he walked off Trump Force One. Obviously, gave a thumbs up halfway down the stairs. Said thank you for coming. Felt like he was, obviously appreciates the fact that Right Side, we're here covering him and supporting him, what he's going through, but then the media as well. And I think that you're starting to see people understand that even the independents and some moderate Democrats see how the justice system has been weaponized against President Trump, and that the scales of justice have been tipped, despite all of the evidence we've seen on the Biden and Hunter Biden, Ukraine, and Burisma, and all of the dealings with foreign governments and some of the money laundering, that the actual crimes that have been taking place under the Biden regime. And I think people are starting to see that. Even Democrats are starting to see that the weaponization of that exists. So very interesting times we have right now, and you are witnessing history once again here as the president for the fourth time has been indicted, and now he's rather processed. We'll keep you updated on any kind of further court proceedings that will follow this. I would imagine you might see 7 to 10 business days that the president would be required to come back into court. We'll see exactly what that looks like. Right now, I've got no indication of that date, but obviously we will keep you updated on that. If you just now join us, we are live here in the motorcade headed back to the airport for President Trump to get back on Trump Force One. You're looking at probably maybe 15 to 20 vehicles coming in this motorcade in front of us. You're a shot at that. We're in the press vehicle here. I've got members of the press sitting in the van with me, and then obviously they are covering this as it develops as well. So what you see is what we see, and this is how it feels to experience yet another indictment and another opportunity to travel along with the president in this very interesting year it has been so far for him. Now, I have a suspicion that this will not be the last time we see President Trump, make an appearance into a court or jail, as this has been the plan. I mean, it seems like this legal system has been an arm of the Democratic Party as far as trying to get the vote away from President Trump. And if the primary was held tomorrow, he is a presumptive nominee for the Republican Party. There's absolutely no doubt. I'm going to toss it back to Vanessa, and we'll continue our live coverage here in the motorcade.
Hi, everyone. We're actually on the other side of the Fulton County Jail. Vanessa Broussard coming to you from where a lot of Trump supporters are gathering. They've been here all day hoping to get a glimpse of President Trump in his motorcade. I believe they went on the other side where Brian Glenn is. I want to introduce you to some of my new friends, our RSBN viewers. So good to see me. Tell me your name and where you're from.
I'm Allison Harrelson. I'm from Covington, Georgia. I'm Michelle Donaldson from Covington, Georgia.
Lee Donaldson from Covington, Georgia.
Good to see you. Some Georgia folks here. So how does it feel knowing that this is taking place in your state?
It makes me very sad to know that this can happen to a former president. And I call it a witch hunt too.
And so I know why you're here today, to support the president, but what is the feeling like for you? It's a historic day.
It is, but it's a sad day. That's all I can say. It's a sad day, and that's how I feel.
And how do you feel about, President Trump? You're obviously a huge fan of the president, and to see that he's going through this again and again, yet another indictment.
I'm just glad he has thick skin, because I don't, and he has to have thick skin to go through what he's gone through.
Did you watch the debates last night?
I did not.
No. Did you watch the interview with Tucker?
Yes.
You're one of about two. Last I checked, not even 24 hours of it being posted, over 230 million people watched it. So tell me some of your takeaways from that interview.
Michelle?
Well, he was answering the questions really tough, but he wasn't giving everybody the answers. And that's what I like about Trump. You have to try to figure out him, but he's for our country. And I like that we were talking on the way up here that he won the poll and he wasn't even at the the debate last night. Yeah. So, but he's for our country, and that's what, and when Tucker asked him, are they out to kill you? And I was like, oh my, it's a tough question to even answer. So.
Absolutely. And so I've thought about that before too. I think a lot of Americans have. What's next for the president? They're trying to bring him down any way they can. And when Tucker asked him that, he just said they're savage. They're evil people. Do you agree with that?
Well, our country was founded by God. And I think we have come so far away from him. And I know it saddens him. So, and Trump wants to bring him back into our country, and our children and our grandchildren, really our grandchildren now, because our children are grown, but our grandchildren, our great grandchildren need a foundation like we did growing up in the 80s. And
Absolutely. The America that we all know and love. So out here today, you'd see a lot of Trump supporters. There are a few people out here protesting Trump. What has been the mood like for you in your eyes?
Everybody has free speech. So, that's the country we live in. And so the best thing for us to do is all get along.
And that's what's most important. And I'm glad you said that, because we do have some people behind you who may disagree with your views, but everybody's peaceful and getting along. At the end of the day, we're all American.
That's right. You're right about that. So, and the thing is I told someone that our homeless people and our veterans were already having a hard time. And with our economy the way it is now, it's even harder. And more people are becoming homeless. And that's what's sad for our country.
It is. You look at these big cities and these they call them tent cities, where the homeless are just taking shelter because they have nowhere to go. They don't have any jobs. They don't have food. They don't have water. And so they just converge and all over the country in these cities. And it's really sad to see. Businesses are locking up. Small businesses are shutting down. What do you have to say about that?
We're in a little town, we aren't, but that's a good thing. But my sister and her husband, they come to Atlanta and they go to Athens and they give homeless bags out to the homeless and to the tent cities. And that's what we all gather, and we gather supplies and we do that.
We appreciate you for doing that. And we appreciate you being out here too, and continue fighting the good fight and supporting President Trump. I want to talk to you real quick. You were sitting there mouthing while I was talking, telling people at home that I was lying. What was I lying about?
Well, you were talking about big cities and crime in big cities. I just want to make sure that you're aware that crime occurs everywhere in the
It does, and small cities as well,
and in the rural country. So it would have been nice if you said crime across America in the rural and in the.
I was talking about tent cities, where we see those in California, all over California, which is a Democrat state. You see it in New York. You probably see it here in Atlanta. Do you not?
We also see tent cities in the rural countries of Georgia
and
Jamaica. Did you want to say about that? We see
do.
Tent cities in Oklahoma.
Okay, and then we also have high crime here in Atlanta. Do you think that some of these murderers that should be locked up as well as President Trump, or you think that President Trump should just be locked up and not the murderers? How do you feel about that?
I feel like everyone who's committed a crime should be locked up, including those people who committed the crime on January 6th, if you'll allow me to continue to speak.
Yes, and I'm letting you speak. And so whenever those murders are solved and these people are brought to jail and the law enforcement does their jobs, are you going to be sitting out here with a sign like you are with President Trump that Atlanta equals justice?
Yeah, Atlanta does equal justice. And the reason for that is because Atlanta is one of the very, few cities that have really come to the ground to hold the former president accountable. And that's why I'm here. And I think that's why he needs to go to jail.
Okay. Well, I hope to see you whenever these murders are solved and these murderers are brought in, that you're going to be out here holding this yellow sign. We're going to come look for you. Okay. He won't be here. So let's go around over here. And that's just one of a couple of protesters who are out here. And so we see people are gathering over here, more protesters. So as the night wears on, they're getting louder, they're getting rowdier, they're yelling. And I'll go back to that interview I just had. He's absolutely right. Crime does happen in every city, no matter if you live in a small rural town or a large city in America. Crime is everywhere. But when you start seeing these high crime rates in Atlanta, in cities in California, and you see homeless populations, and you see small businesses shutting down, you see big box stores shutting down because these criminals are going in and just stealing from them, droves of them, breaking the glass. These businesses are boarding up. Now, you don't really see that in small towns. You see that in the big cities. And then we go back to the song that's You see the song that's out number one right now, try that in a small town, because the fact of the matter is you don't get what you get in these Democrat-run cities. So again, we're showing you what we're seeing here. It's been very peaceful, but they're getting a little rowdy right now. It's hot out here. Tensions are high. We're going to walk over there just a little bit. We're still going to stay quite away. We don't want to get into the middle of it, but we're going to give you just an idea. Again, I love showing you what we're seeing when we're on the ground. So we're seeing, what I'm seeing is someone trying to do an interview with the media and a protester yelling in his face and throwing his arms in the air. But again, if you're just now joining us, this is just a small group, handful of people, 10 people maybe, but for the most part, I would say 95% of the people here are pro-Trump. This is just a small group of protesters who are trying to let their voices be heard in some ways, somehow get online and on the media. Now, when I come out to these events and there's protesters, I will show them, but I try not to talk to them because it's just an argument. And I try to avoid those arguments. The only reason I asked the guy a while ago for an interview is because I could clearly see him mouthing that I was lying. I am here to give you the truth. I am here to give you the facts. And I do not appreciate someone behind me in an interview telling my viewers that I'm lying. So that's the only reason I interviewed him. I cut it short because I really don't like tensions. I'm not that person. I like everybody to get along. So while we did have some agreement, I don't like the friction. So wrap that one up quick. So we're going to stay here and let those people continue to dance around with their signs and get a little rowdy. This is what's going on here in Atlanta outside the Fulton County Jail as President Trump is being processed right now, turning himself in. He will be fingerprinted. He will have a mugshot that will be released to us. And once we get that, we will provide that for you. He will then post bail, $200,000 cash bond. As we wait for more information from what's going on inside the jail, we want to remind you about the Wellness Company. Dr. Peter McCullough and his doctors on President Trump's advisory committee in 2020, they were censored for recommending ivermectin and other medicines. They're still saving lives every day. These doctors have come together to bring you the Wellness Company.
I signed a once-in-a-generation investment in American infrastructure. When you see these big projects in your hometown and cranes going up, I want you to feel the way I feel. Pride in what we can do, and we do it together.
Way back to the airport. Yes. President Trump has left the jail and is on his way back to the airport. We're getting word from that right now. Signal is bad here outside of the jail because there are so many people and so many media outlets. We're all using the same system. And so bear with us as we get this information in. But we are hearing, yes, right now that President Trump is at the airport. So he is finished here at the jail. He has been processed. He has posted bail. And he will be jumping back onto Trump Force One. Our Brian Glenn is there with him, and we'll go to Brian as soon as President Trump is ready. So stick around for that here on Right Side Broadcast Network. We want to thank all of our viewers, too, for sticking with us today and always. It's going to be a long ride, I'm afraid, my friends. And we're here with you as we head into 2024, and we hope that you'll be here with us as well. We're going to head over to Brian now.
Awaiting President Trump, who is just pulled up in front of Trump Force One. Looks like he's going to take a few minutes to talk to the media here and perhaps share his thoughts on what just took place about 30 minutes ago at the Fulton County Jail. Obviously,
Let me know when you're settled.
we're just going to stay on a standby mode. You are watching us live on the ground as it happens here at the Atlanta airport, awaiting President Trump to get out of the motorcade and take a few questions with the press. Move over here. All right, we're just getting positioned so that we perhaps can take a few questions from the president. Like we said, unprecedented today, fourth time we've been with the president on these indictments. And I said this earlier, this one felt a little different, being that it was at a jail. Courthouse has been had a different feel to it. This has a very real feel when you're pulling into the jail. You've got the barbed wire, you've got the police. It obviously feels like some type of incarceration facility. It just felt a little different today than it has in the past. And I want to get his thoughts when he comes out exactly what it was like. And he wasn't in long. I mean, he was about 17 to 20 minutes inside being processed. He had a scheduled departure out of here in about 25 minutes or so. So they're probably a little bit ahead of schedule. All right, we're about to exit the vehicle. Let's let this play out. We are live here at the Atlanta airport with President Trump on this very historic day.
Sad day for America. This should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election because the election was a rigged election, a stolen election, and I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams or many others. When you have that great freedom to challenge, you have to be able to, otherwise you're going to have a very dishonest election. What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And everybody knows that I've never had such support. And that goes with the other ones too. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before. This is their way of campaigning. This is one instance, but you have three other instances. It's election interference. So I want to thank you for being here. We did nothing wrong at all, and we have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest, that we think is very dishonest. So thank you all very much, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you.
Mr. President, did you pardon yourself?
Mr. President, I was just different from the previous investigation, sir.
Speaking out against the rigged election, the fact that it had an opinion on the election, that opinion, that freedom of speech, that freedom of expression, it basically let people know how he feels about the outcome of the election and the integrity of it, the lack of integrity of it. And that's his duty to do that. As we see him walk back on Trump Force One, waving to the media, and he is back off to Bedminster. We've been instructed to go back to the vans. We'll walk alongside over here. We'll get back in the vans. I don't know from this point on how much more coverage we're going to be able to have here on this airstrip. We'll obviously go back to a holding area. We'll watch the plane taxi off and go back as the president makes his way back to Bedminster. Like I said, one of the questions that someone asked was, how did this one feel from the previous ones? And that was one of the things that I felt like this one was a little different. I was hoping the president might answer that question because I do feel like this one was different. Obviously, Boris Epstein, one of his attorneys, Jason Miller, making his way back on the plane. Obviously, a lot of security detail, staffers with the president as well, traveling down here to Atlanta. All right, we're going to hold it here. We'll send it back to Vanessa if we can, and we'll let Vanessa wrap it up from the ground there in front of the Fulton County Courthouse. Nope, we're going to hold here. Hold here. All right. Okay. We're going to get back in the van, so just let you know, we can't have any audio in the van. Criticizing election of what he calls a rigged election, sharing his thoughts on that, and felt like his opinion to do so has been violated. They're pulling back. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, there we go. You got a good shot of that. Pulling back the stairs there away from Trump Force One as everyone is on board, and they'll be departing here shortly. I want to remind everybody to make sure that you are following us on all social platforms. Check us out on Rumble. Check us out on Locals, which has been a great different content platform that has a lot of stuff that you can't necessarily see and you don't necessarily see on our other social media platforms. So follow us on Rumble. You can also go to our website and give. We've got great partners. We got the Birch Gold Group. We got the Wellness Company. We got some great partners for today's broadcast. But really, our number one partner is you, the viewer. You can go to our website, rsbnetwork.com/donate. rsbnetwork.com/donate on that. Don't forget to also follow me on social media. I've got a lot of content that we did not necessarily put up for today. Because we're in the actions of producing a live television show. So I've got a lot of stuff that I'm going to post up. You can follow me at Brian Glenn TV on Twitter, at Brian, BRIAN, on Truth Social. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram as well at Brian Glenn TV. So we'll put some of that up. And if you missed any of today's coverage, you can always go roll back and rewatch it. Some of the things. If you missed the debate coverage last night, I was live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for that. We have about an hour and 15-minute post-debate show that Matt Gaetz and Margie Taylor Greene hosted with me. We kind of went over a lot of the topics, some of the things that the other candidates talk about.
Damn, sorry about that. I didn't even have the mic on, y'all. Sorry about that. Hey, man, I'm again, the two articles I got left is Putin comments on Prigozhin plane crash. He basically gives his condolences, and the Niger coup, Russians warn ECOWAS not to take any military action. So y'all pretty much know where that's going. So I had to, like said, do this live stream. Trump is in Atlanta. So yeah, we had to get this coverage, man. Shout out to dang Trump. Shout out to Giuliani. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Twin. Shout out to MD. Shout out to Deacon. Shout out to everybody in the clouds. Shout out to Ron, Conscious Ron. He's in his house. And I thought I saw somebody else in the chat who did. I didn't look. Somebody else was in this chat, but shout out to everybody that was here, man. Again, yeah, we had to do, special show. Man, thanks, Deacon, man. Appreciate it, man. My damn, the stupid damn camera always damn does the fuzz out. What the hell? Damn camera's always drunk, man. What the hell's going on? So yeah, man, shout out to y'all, man. I enjoyed it, man. Like I said, man, Trump is going to win this thing. We're not going for the COVID-19 lockdown. We're not doing that. And we're not, we're going to bring down them gas prices, man. We're going to stop the war in Ukraine. We're going to drill, baby, drill. Man, like I said, that y'all heard the lady, one lady from Georgia, they asked her, did you watch the debates like that? She's like, nope, I didn't either, man. I mean, it's like, dude, Trump got it. He's got it. I mean, again, that whole Republican thing was just who is going to vie for Trump's vice president. We know it ain't gonna be Pence, and we know it ain't gonna be DeSantis. So there you go. It might be the Indian guy, it might be the chick. Who knows? But that's what they're vying for. So goodbye, Biden. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, goodbye, Biden. Goodbye, Pence. Goodbye, Chris Christie, and goodbye, DeSantis. Y'all can go. Get the fuck up out of here. So yeah, man, we know this is a witch hunt, man. Man, thank you, Deacon. Yeah, Trump's approval rating is gonna goddamn skyrocket. They say that Trump and Biden are neck and neck. Trump is ahead of Biden in the swing states, and that's where it matters. He's gonna get his normal 270, and he's gonna bypass Biden. They really trying to interfere with this election. That's what it is. All these indictments are election interference. That's what it is. That's what it is. This is going to prove my damn debate right here. But I'm not going to use none of this information to debate with MD. Hell, I'm just going to use just like the technical, the Silicon Valley. I'm going to just use Silicon Valley. And all the people that was under Mark Zuckerberg's pocketbook. I'm just going to use that to prove my case. We're not going to even use the witch hunt right here. So shout out to MD. Man, hopefully, man, shout out to Ron, shout out to Angel Snuffing Up Sevens, shout out to, man, like I said, man, shout out to E-Bizzle, man. E-Bizzle contacted me to let me know Prigozhin got killed in the plane crash. Man, I'm already on the E-Bizzle, man. Shout out to E-Bizzle, man. Hopefully we hear from you soon. We might need you to do a favor for us, E-Bizzle. So get a hold of me, man. We might need you to do a favor for us. If something falls through, I ain't gonna mention it now because we're still, like I said, might need a favor from you. So anywho, y'all, with that being said, man, we 2 hours in, man. Thank you, man. I vote for black men wearing suits again. Man, yeah, man. Yeah, man, got to wear suits again. Of course, again. And to prove it, I got to say this real quick. The sisters love the suit. The nigga bitches don't. And the nigga bitch that made a video about the damn suit. But hey, you a nigga bitch. You like to goddamn smoke gas and do the drug. Like Judah Nazareth says, you on damn drugs, bitch. So with that being said, I'm out, y'all. And we will see y'all. Nature Mom is in Poland right now, so I don't know if we're going to do a show on Sunday, but tomorrow's Friday, then Saturday. You know what? I might finish up these 2 articles, so I will keep these articles on standby. If y'all want me to finish those off tomorrow, we can finish that off tomorrow. Do a quick, show the arena abroad. We can continue that. Or I might just do might do a truck from the show, man. My damn phone's been pretty good. So with that being said, man, we out. Y'all, wait, wait, shout out to, shout out to Nature Mom. Shout out to Nature Mom. And yeah, man, we out, y'all. Peace, brothers. Peace. Where's the close out? Okay, here we go. Yeah.